Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. I'm doing a little bit of an informational video today. I know yesterday I'd mentioned that I didn't get to do a video Saturday because I was out on the 419 Ale Trail and probably had a few too many ales on the trail and didn't get to record a video. But what I didn't do is kind of explain what it is, so I figured I'd just do this as kind of an informational thing. For those of you who are in Northwest Ohio or the surrounding areas, it might be interesting in getting in on the action. So 419 is essentially just the area code for Northwest Ohio. So all of our phone numbers, and from Toledo, kind of down south, I guess on the northwestern side down through the, I guess, central Ohio or so, are all 419 area codes. So thus the 419 Ale Trail, right? Probably not a big secret there. Anyway, this was put together by Destination Toledo. I guess that's the biggest city in the 419 area code. And what they did is got a number of local breweries together, created an ale trail, there's not an app, but if you sign up for the ale trail, you get to basically download some kind of thing onto your phone that is functionally an app. I'm not that computer literate when it comes to that stuff, but I know you had to save it to your home screen, and when I tap on it, it kind of brings it up like an app would. I will say this, the app is a little clunky and it's not that easy to navigate, but if you mess around with it for a few minutes, and you're moderately up to date with cell phones, you should be able to figure it out. It's not too hard. Anyway, there are a number of different breweries on there: 1820 Brewworks, Ice Tear Brewing, Black Frog, Urban Woody, Muller Brew Barn. And when I was looking at the map, it's kind of spread out. So it looks like in the northwest, the furthest brewery from me would be called Drop Tine, and they're in Montpelier, Ohio. I've never been out there. It looks like it's right at the border of Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio. And then if we head east, it looks like the furthest east you would have to go is both Twin Oast and Catawba Island, or in Port Clinton. Not a bad place to go. That's kind of a tourist or destination spot. I know a lot of people go out there to the theme parks and all those types of things. It's right up on the Great Lake. So that would be the furthest east you would have to go. A lion's share of the breweries are kind of in the Toledo, Findlay, Tiffin, all around these areas here. And then the one outlier heading south would be Muller Brew Barn, which is in Maria Stein, Ohio. Now, I had a couple conversations with people, and they're like, how is that in the 419? And I looked it up. Sure enough, if you go to the website and look for their phone number, it's a 419 phone number. So I guess, whatever it is, it extends that far south. That being said, I mean, you can get to any of these breweries, at least from where I live, in, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half or something like that top. So it's not too far. I know there's one app that's for the whole state of Ohio, and it's pretty cool. But when I look at it, there's a billion breweries, most of which I'll never get to because they're all over the place. And I know to a lot of people it's probably a little bit overwhelming, thinking, am I really going to travel 3 hours away and hit 10 breweries to knock out a fake badge or a stamp or whatever it is? So the thing I kind of like about the 419 Ale Trail is it's quite doable. I think there's probably, 30 breweries or so, and I've probably been to 65, 75% of them already, just going to breweries over the last year or so. So that's pretty cool. They do have prizes. So I did 4 breweries on Saturday. The first one I went to was Modcraft Brewing. So I knocked out 3 of the ones that are here in Findlay: Modcraft, Crafted Nano Brewery, and then Findlay Brewing Company. And then I went up to Fostoria to the Urban Woody. That's probably about 15, 16 miles from here, so not very far, and knocked those out. Now, when you go to your first brewery, when you check in, basically something pops up and tells you that you've been awarded a sticker. So there are 2 stickers to choose from, and if you look at the image I have for the front cover, that's one of the stickers there, so I took the sticker. Now it looks like also when you reach check-ins 5, 10, 25, and 29, they enter you into a contest for a number of different prizes. So the grand prize looked pretty cool. It's an overnight stay at the Grand Canale Treehouse. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that all right. I looked it up because I was unsure of what it was, and it looks like it's part of the Toledo Metro Parks. On the website, it's pretty wild looking. It looks like the Ewok Village or something. So basically there's these pathways and houses raised up in the trees, and I guess you can rent them and stay there and all that kind of stuff. But it looked like a pretty cool prize. So I think if you win the grand prize, you get to stay there. You get a bunch of gift cards for restaurants and probably some other brewery swag. Now, they said there are also 20 other prizes that are available, and I talked to some of the brewers and asked them what they thought about the ale trail, and they said basically everybody had to give up X amount of dollars worth of beer merch. So I'm guessing pint glasses, stickers, shirts, the usual stuff we pick up when we go to breweries. And it looks like 20 people will actually win those brewery merch gift packs. So like I said, you get entered in for the first time at 5, then 10, 20, 25, and 29. So to be entered, you have to hit at least 5, and I guess obviously you get a little bit of a bonus because you get extra entries as you make your way up to 29. So it seemed pretty interesting in that regard. As far as is it something that would draw people in? I don't know. I mean, the one thing that kind of threw me off was there are a lot of breweries that are in this area that weren't on the list. And I kind of thought, why would you pass up on something like this? And when I talked to some of the brewers, obviously there's a fee associated with it, so you had to pay a couple $100 or whatever. And maybe to some folks, they just don't feel that it's worth it. Now, I anecdotally, at each of the breweries I was at over the weekend, there was people in there for the 419 Ale Trail. Now, I guess there are a couple different ways you could look at this. If it's people like myself that would be in a brewery in Findlay anyway, you're not really luring me in. Now, if you're bringing people in from outside the area, I would say it's probably a good investment. Now, I can say this, the first brewery I went to this weekend, I saw some people wearing shirts from Michigan and were specifically asking questions about the ale trail. And when I went to each of the other places, I kind of asked them, I said, hey, what's it been like? You had people coming in so far? And the answer is yeah. So I guess they are drawing people in that maybe normally wouldn't come down to this area and are hitting up the breweries. Now, somewhere like Findlay, it's probably a decent place to visit because you can knock out 3 breweries within, I don't know, a couple miles. I mean, they're not that far apart from each other. So maybe people are, making that trip down. So I'm guessing these Michigan folks came down here and kind of made their way back up north because you could come from here, you could head up to Falls Story or Tiffin, head up to Bowling Green, and I guess make your way back. So, all in all, it seems like a pretty worthwhile endeavor for the breweries. It's something interesting for us folks who like to drink beer to do, and I don't know, it makes it a little bit of an adventure. So I got 4 check-ins on the ale trail. I need 1 more so I can get entered into the prize drawing. Hopefully if you guys want to check it out. I know there's a video on YouTube on the 419 Ale Trail that tells you how to register, but I didn't think it gave you that much information about what it actually is. But like I said, sign up for it. Doesn't cost you anything. They'll send you the link and you can add the page to your phone. And then when you get there, you kind of just check in, again, kind of similar like you would with an app. Although maybe a little bit of the functionality isn't quite as good. But all in all, it seems like a pretty cool endeavor, and I'm excited to try to knock out some more. I'm going to try to hit all 29 or 30 or whatever they got on there. Like I said, I did most of them already, so I just have to convince my wife to drive me out to these places so I can drink beers and enjoy them. Hey, hopefully y'all heard of the 419 Ale Trail. If you're thinking about doing it, if you started already, let me know what you think about it. Hey, till next time, take care. Cheers.